HaagenDazs, you know, the ice cream. They've got these new flavors out, and I need some help with them. It's Rob and Lizz, his morning crew on his radio. I know how to say summerberry cake, black and white cookie, chocolate peanut butter pretzel. These are new flavors for HaagenDazs. And coffee chocolate brownie. Here's one that really throws me.
Okay.
I don't know how to say this.
Okay.
So I'm going to try my very best to say the name of this new ice cream flavor that HaagenDazs has just put out.
Buckle up.
Oh, you know I'm going to butcher it.
Well,
Listen,
if you
she
think
knows.
you can't say it, then I can't wait to hear it.
I know. So Mama Liz is going to help me here. Let me see. Oh, man. I've seen this word.
Just do it.
I think I've heard it pronounced. I look at it and I'm like, how do you say this?
Just do it. Get on the bike and ride.
Dulce de leche. Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh,
Dulce leche. Dulce chang. I don't know. Charo.
No, not at all.
How do you even say this ice cream flavor?
I'm going to say it, and then I'm sure I don't say it exactly correctly, but dulce de leche.
Oh.
Right? And then a churro.
Sounds like something at Taco Bell.
They probably have a dessert. I think they have an empanada that's dulce de leche.
Panada.
Empanada. Have you never met an empanada?
I don't even know what that is. Is that like a barista?
No, an empanada is like a little hand pie.
What?
I'm saying all kinds of words, and he's like, what?
I don't know.
Dulce de leche empanada.
Listen, I know
pie.
Hamburgers and fries, and that's about it, and salad.
But I bet you have had these
Dulce
things.
de leche?
Yeah, dulce de leche, which
I said it. Oh, wow.
It's like milk that is caramelized, and so it's thicker like a caramel. You don't like caramel, which
no. Oh, it's
I can't even believe we're friends because you like caramel.
She likes caramel. I don't. You know, give me a Dorito.
Well, yeah,
or
but they're two
would you call it
things.
An empalada? What's
empanada?
That thing.
Yes.
It's a dessert.
It's a hand pie.
It's a hand pie.
So there's, you.
I can put any pie in my hand.
You can't put a slice of pie in your hand.
Yes, you can.
No,
you can
all the
put.
stuff
I've
falls
had
out.
pumpkin pie in my hand before.
Okay, pumpkin pie is a little more solid.
Yeah.
But let's say an apple pie that has the gooey center.
You still pick that up in your hand. It just gets messy.
Then the apples and the gunk run through your fingers.
Yeah, then you lick your fingers.
I try not to do that
awesome.
as much as possible, but it doesn't sound like a bad way to go.
So, yeah, HaagenDazs is missing it. They need, the apple pie flavor.
So they need to honestly just not have us use spoons when we eat. If that's the way you like to eat your dessert, is just all in with the fingers and the fangs and the...
Not ice cream. What planet is Liz on?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Yeah, so Amber and Joey met online, and they were like, okay, talking on the phone, talking online, where are we going to go? He said, let me take you to Target. And she thought, do what now? Like, do you have some errands that you got to do before we go on our actual date?
What'd they do at Target for their first date?
Well, she was a little concerned about that as well, asking the questions. They didn't buy anything, which I do love that they didn't buy anything. And she shared this story on her social media, but they just walked around Target and they looked at things and they talked about things and got to know each other on a shopping trip to Target.
Well, some of those stores, like a Target, have a place to eat in them.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Some of them do.
Right. And there's usually a little coffee shop.
Like
or
a super
whatever.
Target, right?
Right,
or
exactly.
a super Walmart.
Right. So they spent a little time there. I mean, they spent hours at this Target just shopping around, sitting, having a cup of coffee and getting to know each other.
Sounds like it went well then.
You know what? They're still dating.
Really?
They're still dating. She said, we're not I don't think they're engaged or even maybe calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend or anything like that. But she said she wants to see where it goes. He's a nice guy. And no, he didn't show up with flowers and take her to some expensive fancy restaurant.
Walked around Target.
Yeah, he's a real guy. And that's what I love about this is he's just like, I'm Joey, and this is who I am.
Yeah, so let's go off to Target.
I know, but first dates, I mean, they can, I hate to say make or break.
Really?
If you go, my Joey and I had a 14-hour first date.
Huh?
Yeah. We went to lunch. We went to play mini golf. We went to a movie. We went to the batting cages. We went to dinner. I mean, it was 14 hours.
What was planned? What part was planned?
the movie and lunch.
That was planned.
Yes.
The rest of it was you still wanted to hang with each other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we got married less than 4 months later.
Okay.
So, yeah.
After lunch and a movie, you got married.
That's right.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
So Marty is here, and there's a unique way. You said you met the man in your life. What happened, Marty?
My husband and I met in the dentist office waiting room.
Okay. How'd you guys hook up there?
Well, we were the only two in the waiting room, and we started chatting and realized we both lost our previous spouses after being married a long time, and we talked about our faith and where we went to church, and turned out we knew some people in common, but we'd never met. We just hit it off and started talking and dating, and we got married in July. And we actually stopped by the dentist office on our way from getting married at our church to the reception, and shared a photo on Facebook with the dentist office that we had gotten married.
How long was that wait to get into the dentist office? If you could talk about like your entire life story.
It was about 15 minutes, and it just felt like it was just a minute because we just hit it off, and we both went back to see two different dentists, and they said, well, I think we have a little romance going on in the waiting room. And I said, well, I don't know. I just met the most awesome man in your waiting room today.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
This didn't happen anywhere around here. It was on I-70 out of the state. And there was somebody driving the wrong direction. I mean, completely the wrong way. They're going eastbound and a westbound on the interstate. You know, high traffic, high volume, high speed. There's this officer that's in his own car that hears what is going on. Somehow he stops every car on the interstate where he was, and then he positioned his car at the right moment to block this guy. Literally, there was a collision. So the person who's driving down the road rams into this police officer's private car, so hard the impact made them go 140 feet.
Wow.
Skidded across like that. Thankfully, neither one of those are hurt.
Neither one of them. And they were going at a high rate of speed. I mean, that's what I think, alerted as well as going the wrong way. And so police officers sent out that bulletin, hey, watch for this vehicle. We've got to stop this vehicle. And the guy put his life literally on the line.
The police officer, yeah. In his own car. His own car.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, so it skids like 140 feet. I mean, the impact stopped right in front of a semi-truck. Crazy, huh?
It's wild. And, so when you pass a police officer, I try to give a little smile and say, thank you for what you do. Not all the time, but I mean, you'll look over.
I'm glad you do that.
I mean, try to. But that's what we got to remember is at any moment, that police officer that is in that vehicle next to you or on the motorcycle or wherever is constantly putting their life on the line.
Well, I hear the stories every day because I have a son and a daughter-in-law who are police officers in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
One is a police officer, a street cop, and the other is my son is on the SWAT team and a canine. So he sees, he's in the evening and overnight. So he sees some pretty bad stuff all the time.
And when they walk out the door in the morning, they don't know what the day is going to hold. Like you and I, when we go to work, we kind of know we're going to answer some emails and we're going to give away some stuff or we're going to, have a cup of coffee with our friends. Not putting our lives on the line.
No.
Wow.
No. But they are, so I'm grateful somebody smiles like that.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I'll tell you who was hanging on to hope. A lady by the name of Deb. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. As a matter of fact, Deb and her boyfriend, they loved each other so much. But Deb got devastating news. She found out that she had breast cancer. So she got together with Scott and said, Scott, listen, it's time to break up. I have this cancer, and listen, you want to leave? I totally get it. We don't need to see each other anymore. Go live life and love life and find somebody who will make you happy. And Scott's like, wait, Deb, listen, it's you and me. We're a team. I'm not letting you go.
No, I absolutely see where she was coming from in this, that she didn't want to be a burden to him. And she thought she was kind of giving herself what I feel was a sentence at that point, saying, I may not make it. And so I don't want you to have to deal with taking care of me when I'm sick, or, if what she thought maybe inevitable happens and I pass away, having to deal with all of that. And he was there to give her that positive spin and that support that she needed. She was that's basically what she was doing. And she wasn't just trying to break up with him and found, a loophole and here we go. She really felt for him and wanted him, like you say, to love life.
Go live your life. Just go live your life. I've got this. He's like, we're a team. We're do this together. So she was in remission, and then it came back. He did it again. He's like, we're a team. We're walking through this together, hand in hand. I'm with you. Every chemotherapy session, he was there with Deb. Scott, you're a saint, dude. 13 years after that second bout of cancer, she's still cancer-free.
Yeah, and he's been there every step of the
Isn't
way.
that amazing? So good.
Makes my heart smile.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Okay, you're in the hospital, you look out the window. It'd be nice to see something, pleasant, scenery, the beach, the mountains, something nice, not construction. And outside this one children's hospital, which, you don't want a kid to be in a hospital. But outside this one children's hospital, there is a lot of construction that's happening at this one hospital. So here's what the construction superintendent put together. He put Waldo out there. Waldo. And moves Waldo all over the place. So now it's turned into a game for the kids looking out the window from the hospital.
Yeah, and the nurses and the doctors are saying, they love it. They love getting up every day and then absolutely trying to find where's Waldo. Mm-hmm. And they look around. And so it's taken off so well that one of the foremen said, we're going to start dressing Waldo up for holidays and really making a thing out of it. What they're doing is they're expanding like a tower there. And so that's one of the places that Waldo was inside, some of the scaffolding for the tower. And then they moved him behind, a dump truck and that kind of thing.
I love that. I love that this guy who was leading this construction crew was thinking about the kids in the hospital. It's like, I wouldn't want to see this if I was in the hospital, let alone my child. And so he's turned it into something that's enjoyable for these kids that are in the hospital that don't need to be there right now.
And that is somebody thinking outside the box for sure, because he was living in his world, but he expanded it to the kids.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Lady, she gets in her car, she starts it up, starts to hear a little clicking noise, doesn't know what's going on. She's like, oh my goodness, something is going on with my car. It's going to break down. So she drives to a mechanic and she pulls in. She's like, it's making this weird sound. I don't know what's happening. Guy pops the hood and sees there's a nest of a mama and baby squirrels.
Oh, no.
On the engine.
A nest?
Like she's built like a little nest for them, like with leaves and, different things she's found so that the babies stay warm. And I guess the engine, is warm. And so mama was doing what she was supposed to do, but of course they had to be relocated.
Yeah.
And so the mechanics, I love what they did at this auto shop. They took care of the babies because mama kind of ran away, really quickly. And the babies are like, Mom, where are you going? So they got some little bottles and they hand fed these baby squirrels.
Oh, look at that.
One of the guys even has a tattoo that says something about being, he's a big guy, he's a big tough guy.
Right.
And then he's taking this little bitty bottle and he's feeding a baby.
Dude, man bun.
Yes.
With a mechanic shirt on.
Yeah.
Showing his big tattoos
Exactly.
with gloves. Big beard,
Yeah.
rough and scruff guy
Right.
being tender with a little
Baby squirrel.
and just
it's
feeding him each little bottle.
I know. And his little eyes, the little baby squirrel's eyes are kind of half closed, as in, this big mechanic guy is kind of lulling him to sleep with the milk and a song. I
Yeah.
don't know what he's singing in, but
Shows you so many people who look like they're rough and gruff have heart.
yeah,
And there's tenderness, right?
Right. Because I think, I am guilty of it, just like I think all of us are, that we'll judge a book by its cover.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about baby squirrels here, but I'm thinking, oh my word, here's some people that look really rough, and you would think, I don't want to be around this person because, judgment happens.
Yeah.
Listen, it does. But yet here's a guy with his tender heart that's just feeding this little baby squirrel.
Loving this squirrel back
You know?
to life.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I was reading about this one cafe. It's in Tokyo, and it's like a creative zone. And it's open to people who like to write.
Oh,
Yeah, and any kind of writing, like authors for magazines or blogs or papers or novels, anything, books, anything like that. It's Manuscript Writing Cafe. And so what they do is they have little workstations inside their cafe where you can plug in, get your computer, the Wi-Fi, all that stuff. You can, have your notebook and you can write in it and whatever. And then they charge like $1.20 an hour. 30 minutes for 30 minutes to be there.
to sit there and do your writing.
Yeah. And here's the thing. They won't let you leave until you're done. So you walk in and say, hey, I'm an author and I want to spend 8 hours writing my book.
That's kind of weird that they won't let you leave.
And they're like, you have a deadline, you have a goal, you want to do this. Sorry, you can't leave until we close. If you're there before, you can stay as long as you want until they close. And they won't let you leave because you tell them, hey, I want to be here for 3 hours writing.
Okay, so if you have an emergency come up, certainly that's going to be something they let
sure,
you out on.
Sure, of course.
The baby's sick. I got to go.
Yeah, but they're helping, so that's neat. It's $1.50 a half hour.
Which is not bad, but it's very odd. Does that come with a cup of coffee? I would hope. I would hope.
Oh, sure.
It's got to at least come with some
So
water.
if you stay like 8 hours, it's $19 to stay all day long. It's like a $19 office.
I'd have to see what they're providing. Do I get my own cubicle? Do I
Yeah,
get to
you got a
take
workstation
breaks?
and all that stuff.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. So, because when you're in the creative process, you need a certain type of environment, depending on what it is that you're writing. I like to write little short stories, things like that.
You do? I had no idea this would. I learn more about Liz every day. So what have you written?
No, it's just for me, really, that I just will write in a journal or whatever. Not
A
all
short
the time.
story? What's the last short story that you wrote? This is fascinating.
Oh, my goodness.
What'd you write?
I think I wrote, and I'm saying this has been a little while, but I used to write stories, especially for my kids, and I would tell them those stories, like fairy tales almost, and kind of put them in the mix or put us
You
in
should
the mix.
put a book together.
No.
You write already. See, I've been approached a lot about you should write a book. You should write a book.
Well, about
I'm
your
like,
story,
I'm not
yes.
an author. I can speak. It will be horrible. Forget it. So I don't do that. Plus, I feel like it's centered around me, and I don't want that kind of attention.
But your story could speak to so many people.
Whatever. You're already writing is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. And I've always been sort of into creative writing. And
See?
I used to do poetry back in high school.
Really?
Ooh, it was bad.
Like what?
I'm not going to tell you. It was
Come
very,
on.
no,
Was it about boys?
it was not. It was about Prince Charles and Lady Diana.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Subscription services are everywhere.
For everything.
And I'm not talking about streaming stuff, on the screen. I'm talking about other subscription services like for food and I don't know. Is there an Uber Eats subscription or anything like that?
There's DoorDash, and yeah, you can do
Well,
everything
that's not
monthly.
subscription, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
You can tell I go to the store. I don't subscribe it to the store. But here's this thing, and I wonder if anybody would even use this. That's my question. I saw that there's now a subscription service for Panera for unlimited beverages. I think it's $11 a month or $10.99 or something like that. And I'm thinking, would somebody actually use something like that?
So I go through a drive-through almost every day.
A fast food joint.
Yes, for a Diet Coke. One a day, So I could see.
Well, what
I mean,
is that? How much is it for one a day?
$1, like $1.08. with tax.
$1.08.
Yeah. I go to the cheapest place I can find.
So if you go off to whatever said fast food joint
Yeah.
and has a subscription to get your Diet Coke every single day, you'd probably do it.
Well, it makes sense. It would save me roughly, $27?
Is there a
month? Is
day
that
that
right?
goes by that you
No,
don't?
17. No, not really.
Yeah, she has her. I mean, everybody has their thing.
That's
so
my
that's
thing.
Lizz's thing is a Diet Coke
Yeah.
on the way home.
Yes, on the way home.
It's always on the way home because I never see it here. I never see her with a Diet Coke in her hand.
They're not typically open that time of morning. So, yeah, on the way home.
She usually has, what is that? She has bottled water, but it's got some kind of flavor in it.
Yeah, I use different flavorings, but strawberry, I like my
Is that a generic?
water. Yeah, I don't pay for the high
Let me
price
see
stuff.
that. I've never seen this generic.
This is 64 cents for that.
Clear America? Who's Clear America?
Walmart.
Really?
Yeah. And 64 cents, 57 cents.
Weren't they somebody else at some time? Didn't they have a different generic name at Walmart?
What did they? I think they do the Sam's thing, like Sam's Cola or something like that.
Clear America. I didn't know
what
that.
they were before, but yeah.
So evidently, I mean, Panera's doing this thing for a subscription beverage you can have every day or something like that. So evidently, Lizz would do that.
Well, if they had more locations, more convenient, because there's not one on my way home, I would.
I'm
have
not
to
talking
go.
about Panera. Anybody who does it.
Oh,
anybody.
Yeah. I
Okay.
can see it for certain things. If this is someplace that you go all the time, yeah.
Okay, so she's in. At least there's one that we know who would do it.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Either Friday you win a grill, or every Friday between now and Memorial Day you could win a grill, gas or charcoal. It's up to you. We'll deliver it straight to your house. Or you could win on Memorial Day or close to it, the block party that you will win from His Radio. When you text party to 800-447-7234, go to hisradio.com or the My His Radio app. And Lisa, I think you have a question about it. What's up, Lisa? 800-447-7234.
I wanted to find out, I text the word party to your number this morning. How do we know if we win? How do we get notified like that?
Oh, we will give you a call and we will let you know if you win a grill. And then we will also, at the end of the contest, around Memorial Day, call you and let you know you won the block party.
I'm curious, who are you going to invite to your block party if you win?
I'm going to do it for my church youth group. We have a very large youth group, and they're very, they're just a group of great young people, and I just want to do it for them.
Good for
I think
you.
it'd be fun to do it at my church.
And Lizz is going to provide karaoke.
Oh, really? That would
yeah.
be fun.
Will you do a duet with me?
I'll join in.
Oh, yeah!